Happy Father's Day. A blessed 3:30 in the afternoon, everyone. And happy Father's Day. Such a great gift. The couple of Sundays we've had, the good Lord has been reminding us not to worry, not to worry. And I think that is a special message from the good Lord, especially in times like this. Of course, it falls on the shoulder of the Father, right? So I think God is reminding all papas out there that don't worry, I've got your backs and everything's gonna be okay. What a beautiful message. Today I like the gospel reading about not worrying and putting your trust in Him. So I think that's a definite message to all you fathers out there. A blessed and happy Father's Day to you. And of course, because we love all you fathers out there, you make the world go round, right? We are going to be making a whole lot of meat. All Papa faves. Hi Sheila, hi Gilbert, welcome. Yes, for those who missed it, happy Father's Day. And we are making father favorites. My personal fave, the Pamplona chorizo. If any of you have heard about the English banger, it's an English sausage with a whole lot of herbs and nice chunks of pepper. I also love that. So basically with one same ingredient, and we just vary our spices, we are going to be able to make a wonderful Pamplona chorizo from the Basque region of Spain, and of course an English banger from London. I love this breakfast. I really love it. And of course, we know what goes into sausages, right guys? What goes into sausages? The cheek, the ears, the intestine, the gut, the good knows what, right? So here, when you make your sausages and your chorizos and your tapas and your tocinos, which is another thing I'll be doing as well after this, you are using good meat, good pork, pure ground pork, right? So you know exactly what's going into your sausages and going into your tapas. No preservatives, no food colorings. That's the wonder of all these spices. So I know it looks like I died and went to spice heaven. Really, this is spice heaven for the best chorizos, the best sausages, and the best tapa and tocino, okay? So I'm gonna hop right to it. Again, happy Father's Day to all you fathers. And today is a very special day. And so we're going to give you exactly what you want. We know it. It's a Pamplona chorizo you will love. An English banger version. Of course, the English breakfast sausages. And then tapa and tocino. And I'm going to put that on top of a beautiful turmeric fried rice. Fried adlai, actually. I'm going to use adlai because we want our papas to live long and healthy lives, right? So we are going to make you healthy tapa, healthy tocino, no preservatives, of course, no food coloring, of course. We're going to balance our salts so that you can eat it and have your fill. Hi, yeah. Do you like my wig? Hi, Joan. Uy, Joni, I'm gonna be putting my tapa and tocino on top of your beautiful adlai. We're gonna make my favorite way to do adlai is a fried turmeric adlai with raisins and parsley and nuts, my favorite. Anyway, let's start, right? My pan's already hot. And so let's start with our Pamplona chorizo. So first, we have got, I'm only using a 1/4 kilo of ground pork, right? So when you go to the supermarket, here's a tip, okay? Hi, Angela. Angela, we are making Pamplona chorizo. We're doing an English banger recipe. We are doing tapa and tocino, and we are putting that on top of a turmeric, wonderful turmeric fried adlai with raisins and parsley and all that goodness. Yum, yum. Anyway, happy Father's Day, and this is my gift to you. So children, mommies, even you fathers, I suggest you stay tuned so you can learn this for yourselves and have a really, really great and healthy life with having your cake and eating it too with this great stuff, okay? So we start. 1/4 kilo. I'll share with you a recipe for 1 kilo, of course, right? And this is, by the way, this recipe is on my vintage cookbook. I've had this cookbook for, I think, over 4 years. And one of my first episodes, this goes through all the seasons of Sabrina's kitchen. And one of my first episodes, yes, one of my first episodes, I did this Pamplona chorizo. So my daughter went to Pamplona, Spain. She went to school there. And I had the opportunity of meeting 3 brothers, the Urio brothers, and they had a meat shop and they sold these wonderful chorizos and jamons. We know how awesome the chorizos and jamons are in Spain, okay? The secret is the beautiful pork and the pimenton, the spices. So pimenton has different varieties. Pimenton, when I say pimenton, I mean paprika, okay? So there is a sweeter, there is a more sour paprika. So in this Pamplona chorizo, we are going to be using smoked and Spanish paprika. Of course, I'm going to be putting in oregano. And to cheat a little bit so that we don't need to make it too salty, because very definitely our Pamplona chorizos have a good amount of salt. So we don't make it too salty. I'm going to do a wonderful cheat with a favorite, as I said, lemon pepper seasoning. Lemon pepper seasoning really, really helps. It's got salt in it, but it does allow you to lessen your salt. This on its own, because of the wonderful flavor, you won't miss your salt. So I'm going to put that into my Pamplona chorizo, and also I want to put that into my, of course, English banger, English sausage. So again, we start. A tip when you go to the supermarkets, right? When you go into the supermarket and you see the ground pork and the ground beef laid out, ground pork and ground beef is one of the easiest to go bad. I'm sure you have experienced that, right? So let me save you some time. Go to the pork chop section, the solid pork chops, and ask them to bring that into the grinder and ask them to grind that for you. Oh, cousin Antonio Rojas Artadi, that picture you shared was absolutely priceless. Was that you or was that your father with the little girl? It's priceless. Pictures say 1,000 words, and I love that beautiful picture. So thanks for sharing that joy with us as well. Anyway, so yes, so when you're buying in the supermarket, tell the meat guy, okay, to grind the pork chop. Don't buy the ground pork and ground beef that's already there, okay? Meat vendors, don't get mad at me. I would highly suggest to all of you, don't grind your pork and beef. Wait for the customer to arrive and grind it for them fresh, because this is the first thing to get bad. Within 20 or 30 minutes exposed, it can get bad. So every time I'm in the supermarket or in the palenque, I pull out my kasim or pork chop or whatever, and I have them grind it for me right there. Okay, so that's a tip, everybody. I hope you remember that. It's a very important tip. So for this Pamplona chorizo, I'm putting in a 1/4 kilo of freshly ground pork with the fat and all. Something about a chorizo, you want the taba, right? You really need the fat for your chorizo. And so this is not enough. I'm going to add to my 1/4 2 tablespoons of back fat. So what is back fat? Basically, you won't be able to find much anymore because it's usually used for many things. Fat is flavor, right? And we also need good fat. We need natural fat in our bodies to help our heart, for energy, for libido, Father's Day. Remember that. We need natural fat. What are our good fats? Of course, fat from meats, natural fat from the meats, okay? We also get that from extra virgin olive oil and extra virgin coconut oil. We need that natural fat in our bodies. Otherwise, we're lupay-pay. We have no energy, okay? And we need the libido. Come on, admit it, admit it. Okay, so I'm putting in 2 tablespoons of back fat, which I got from my pork chops. When I buy my pork chop, syempre, there's a huge chunk of taba there. what I do is I cut that out and I reserve that for something. Like I'll crispy fry it and put it over my okra, my steamed okra, or my steamed green beans or something like that. So there's always a great use for back fat. And in this case, 2 tablespoons of back fat into my wonderful Pamplona chorizo mix, okay? Now to that, I'm adding my spices. So, Spanish paprika again is crucial. You need that red coloring. And just a tip, I get giggled with my spices, so don't follow me, okay? And I always run out. So it's not like I need to protect my spices too much because they never last. Anyway, I run out and I have to get a new stash, right? Thanks to McCormick. But for those of you who want your Spanish paprika or your spices to last longer, to retain its color, there are 2 things. Either put it in the refrigerator or store it in a dark area. And then when you're cooking, don't expose them directly to the steam like I do. I get giggled. What you do is put them already, measure them already in these little things, okay? These little things, so that you keep your spices lasting long, fresh, beautiful flavor, color, everything. So, 2 teaspoons into my 1/4 kilo and 2 tablespoons back fat, okay? Pork, huh? Pork with the fat and some more back fat. And then another 1 teaspoon of smoked paprika in there. So this is 2 types of pimenton or paprika, the sweet with the smoky and the sort of sour with the Spanish paprika. Okay, we need both. Now, oregano, a teaspoon of oregano in there. Wonderful. I'm gonna put in, of course, garlic. We need about a teaspoon of wonderful garlic. Now, something about a Pamplona chorizo, you need your garlic. You need to bite into the fat and you need to bite into the garlic, right? And you also need that salt. So, what I'm going to do to cheat for my salt is I'm going to put in some, about a teaspoon of lemon pepper seasoning, okay? Now with that, I need about a teaspoon of salt, okay? And now we start to mix. We start to mix this up. So basically this is it. It's all here. My back fat, okay? My back fat, my freshly ground pork, right? I really recommend pork. Maybe you can use some ground lamb if you like as well. That's also good. Now, if it's a ground beef, it's not that great. It's not that great. We want that pork fat. That's what makes this thing beautiful. So I'm just mixing everything in there, okay? Again, you might want to add more salt to yours. I'm cautious of it, which is why I'm cheating with my lemon pepper. And again, do not worry because I will be sharing with you the recipes of all this, okay? Oh, how fun. Happy Father's Day, everyone. Happy Father's Day. I hope you're toasting. You are thanking the good Lord for your blessings, for your children, for your amazing woman. If she's beside you, please do me a big favor and give her the tightest hug. All right? For loving you and likely making this chorizo for you. All right. So, I'm going to roll now. Just roll them tight so that they don't come apart. Okay? I'm rolling them up. Let's put them over here. So long, about this length. What you don't want to do is that it comes apart. I'm not putting any casing because it's a pain in the butt. It's a pain, okay? So I'm gonna just do it this way. But of course, if you have the patience to do the casing, by all means, get the casing from your local, I think the local palenques would have it, and some of these local businesses. So what else can we do with this? Apart from it's great for breakfast, it's great for baon, it's also a business opportunity, huh? It's a business opportunity. You can sell these no preservative and healthier. chorizos, right? Okay, so that's about right. Okay, let's do another one. So you want to make them just a little thicker so they don't break apart. Hi, Milette. Hi, Larry. Who else is there? Hi, Mary Rose. Blessed Sunday, you guys. Is it raining in your area? Okay. So, like so, just like this. Maybe about 5 inches. And you just want it tight. You want it a little thicker so it does not break apart, right? And then, of course, we'll start to sear it. Little bit of course, I'll be using La Española pomace for this. The reason why I want to use La Española pomace for this is that oil that comes from this with all the flavors, I'm going to dunk my bread in. You know how the Spanish do it? So there's oil. I'll show you mamaya. I'll just show you mamaya, okay? You just trust me. So La Española pomace olive oil, because the burning point is higher, so it can take frying. And of course, it's olive oil. So it's still healthy for us. It's good fat, right? Okay. Let me just put my pan on. And then again, my little La Española. You can see my pan, I guess, right? Happening. Okay, let's see. Sorry, my brother's calling me. Hey, Basti, celebrate Father's Day. Call me later. It's my brother, Wolfgang. Can somebody tell him that I'm live? Okay. So just a little bit. There you go. So I'm starting to cook this already. I'll wash my hands in a bit so that I can add. Okay. So 1/4 kilo should make pretty much enough, a good amount of chorizo for you. And again, you can make this in advance, stick it in the freezer, do this already, stick it in the freezer and just pull it out when you want to fry and serve, okay? So quite the no-brainer, very, very simple. Okay. Now, while that's frying, again, I'm not dipping it in oil. I'm using a non-stick pan and I am using La Española pomace olive oil, and I'm just drizzling a bit, just enough to give enough fat and wet the pan. Then I'm putting my chorizo in, okay? And I can tell you that now I am smelling smoked and Spanish paprika. Of course, with the lemon pepper that's happening as well. It's just wonderful. Hi, Rhoda. Are you gonna make this for your sweetheart? Yes, you have to try this. It is a great negosyo, okay? It is great for your family, whether you want it for pica, for tapas pica, or for baon. Why not? Stick it in the freezer, put it out when you need it. It's so wonderful. But I'll show you the ways to serve this. You can also use this for a paella, okay? You can use it for a paella, you can use it for a fabada. Ay nako, there's so many things you can do with it. You just make the base with your seasonings, huh? Paprika, smoked Spanish, etc. Time out, let me just make sure. All right, it's happening. Woo. Okay, so what did I put in here? Smoked Spanish paprika, lemon pepper, salt, of course. Lemon pepper specifically to lessen our salt. Of course, you can increase if you want, but hey, if you love your papa and you want him to live longer, you are gonna make him healthy food, huh? Without depriving him. Come on. Okay. Happening nicely. you see me? Move the cam a little bit, just a little bit. Hi, Joni. Joni, you're gonna make this for your sweetheart, huh? Yeah, so it's quite simple. It's looking like that. It's looking like that, all right? But there's something I'll do with that. Once it's done, I'm gonna lay them out on a dish, chop them in little bits, put toothpick, drizzle the oil with the paprika, and then put some beautiful toasted pandesal on the side. That's the idea, right? So let's keep on. Yeah, let's keep on. Oh my gosh, the Spanish paprika is just divine, divine. So if you didn't have smoked paprika, you can just replace your smoked with Spanish. So instead of 2 teaspoons, you do 3 teaspoons Spanish paprika already, okay? So it's not a problem. And as I'm frying this, I'm also going to be drizzling some more Spanish paprika into my pan. The reason being is I want the red to go into the oil, right? Am I being really obscene? Don't worry, everything is balanced, life is balanced, and this is fat we need for libido. Everything is balanced, everything is balanced. So there it is. I've drizzled a little bit of Spanish paprika again into my pan so that as the oil, the fat, and all that's rendering down with the La Española pomace, it's getting red. And of course, the smell is even more intense. What does Spanish paprika smell like? It's got a lemon, peppery, I don't know, lemon, peppery, soury. It's just brilliant. It's just brilliant. So this is almost done. Okay. Well, let's do one more. Okay. So quite the no-brainer. Now, while that's finishing up, let me get rid of this. So while that's finishing up, again, as I said, I want to drizzle this oil onto my plate. Okay, let me get rid of my cookbook. So you will find this, for those of you who already have the Sabrina's Kitchen Glam, you will find this on page 37. Page 37 of my cookbook. So if you want to order, if you don't have it yet, please PM me. It's $1,000, including delivery, but PM me, okay? Woo! All right. So let me show you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna lay here we go, and I'm gonna cut that up. Hold on. We are gonna serve it on this beautiful dish. So again, hot non-stick pan, drizzle of La Española pomace, olive oil in there. Smelling divine. Okay, so if you can see what I'm doing while that's frying, I'm going to drizzle this, I'm going to lay this out, okay, on my dish. Plating is everything. still hot. Smelling divine. Woo! Back fat, ground pork, Spanish and smoked paprika. Heaven, heaven. Salt, lemon pepper, oregano, and your back fat, don't forget. Nice and red. Again, I'm drizzling more of my paprika onto the beautiful. So the Spanish paprika again goes into the La Española pomace, which we will drizzle on top of our lovely Pamplona chorizo. And then I'll just have some beautiful pandesal siding that I will toast with, again, some dried herbs, okay? Okay. So we lay this out beautifully like so. Okay. I'm not done, huh, guys? I am not done. Just hold on. Woo! Ouch. Okay. So there you go. Now, okay. Here's the magic. I'm gonna pour that over the top. Can you see that? Which is why we want our La Española pomace. And that beautiful oil is what we dip our toasted pandesal in, okay? So I'm gonna do that now. I've got just 2 slices of pandesal. I'm gonna cut it up like so. And then to my same pan, is very Spanish. They love to do this. They call it plancha, right? They love to plancha. No, not the plancha we mamas know. It's different. A la plancha, meaning on the pan, just flat, right? Okay. So to my pan, I'm gonna add some, let's see, lemon pepper. To my pan, let me just add some of my fresh herbs. Here you go. So you can use oregano, you can use Italian, you can use whatever fresh herb you like. I'm gonna pour that on there. I love to use a little of the lemon pepper as well. And then I'll put my bread. Okay. So my bread, like so, is just gonna go onto my pan. And if you can see what's happening, that is going to toast a little bit in the bottom with the spices and with the herbs, right? And I will go right beside my. All right, let's just garnish this guy a little bit. Because of course, some drama, some color, so otherwise you just have a plate and it's a brown dish. But also I find that fresh basil onto this really gives it a beautiful smell too. Hi Andy, oh, you make this for your Papa Andrew, he'll love it. But then make him go work out, make him run after, okay, Ans? Shh, don't tell him I said that. All right, so it's toasting nicely. You can actually also throw in fresh basil into this. So I would use this kind of a plancha bread for gambas. I love it also. I just put it on the side. So I know you're salivating already just by looking at that. Actually, the salt for me is perfect already. With the, so 1/4 kilo I put in a teaspoon of salt, and I added another teaspoon of lemon pepper. So the salt's brilliant. I don't think you need to add, because the Spanish, the smoked paprika, the garlic, the oregano, it's all brilliant. Okay. So here we go. I'm running out of space. Okay, here's my bread. Look at that. A la plancha, toasted nicely. I'm just gonna cut them up. Okay, look at that. I don't know, can you see that? Woo! Okay. And then again, you can just line that up here, right there. So there you have it. My very awesome and wonderful Pamplona chorizo, courtesy of the Urio brothers, who had a meat shop in Pamplona, in Spain, where my daughter went to school. And so we all met, and they were so kind and gracious to share with me this recipe. You know, of course, they are very macho men and meat, right? Very macho, and I'm sure I'm not doing it the way they did, but they really put so much more effort, and they throw in stuff you and I don't want to know. Okay, what else is in there, from the gut to the cheeks to the ears to, I don't know what intestine they put in, but at least we know what's in this one, okay? This, believe it or not, is healthy. All right. So let me set this aside, okay? Or maybe I'll just put him over there. Okay. Now, for the English banger, before I move on to my tapa and tocino, right? For the English banger, all you really need for your English banger is, again, 1/4 of ground pork, again 2 tablespoons of back fat. And here's the deal. English bangers, English sausages, when they're frying, when you smell them, that smell, those are different dried herbs. And here they are. So what are the dried herbs? We've got Italian seasoning. We've got oregano, okay? We've got rosemary, right? And so you put all this dried basil as well. So all these 4 herbs, you put in a mortar and pestle, right? You pound it, okay? And then you mix that now into your 1/4 cup of ground pork, right? With the 2 tablespoons back fat, okay? Do not forget that an English banger is very peppery. So with the herbs, it's also very peppery. So I highly recommend you use the lovely McCormick crunchy pepper. Throw in a teaspoon of that, so that when you bite into the English banger, you are biting into the pepper. Oh, it smells divine, divine. I'm crazy. I love the smells of all this. And then, again, a great secret, with the 1 teaspoon, add this lemon pepper into your English banger mix. I will again share you the recipe. So we're doing chorizo and English sausage. And now we move on to our no preservative tapa and tocino. Okay? So far, pretty simple, huh? Let me get rid of this. And let's start to mix. So what, basically what kind of meat do you want for your tapa and your tocino? Simply, it's a kasim. You can also probably use some pork chops that are cut thin. I mean, it's not difficult. Any thin slices of meat, sirloin, tenderloin, a little bit of a social tapa, huh? Beef or pork. So let me show you. Same principle. Here's the meat for the tapa, and here's the meat for the tocino, or vice versa. It's really up to you. The only difference is, in a tocino, there is no garlic, and definitely it's less sugar. But instead of using, how do you call this? What's that food coloring that they would use? I will use paprika again, okay? So here's my mix to my beef, okay? I am putting in this is for the meat. For tapa, right?
Yes.
Okay. So garlic, so I'll make a tapa with the meat, okay? Beef tapa. So I'm putting in a lot of garlic. I'm putting in a teaspoon of sugar. Cocoa sugar is great for this. Of course, a teaspoon of salt. This is just a 1/4 kilo, right? And what else? And then, of course, your paprika for the tapa, right? Now, as a natural tenderizer, I highly suggest you you squeeze a tablespoon of pineapple, a tablespoon of fresh pineapple into that, but cook it right away. So if you're going to keep it in the freezer and cook it later, then I suggest you put your pineapple later, because otherwise it will become like liver. It'll have a liver consistency. So you don't want that, right? Okay, here we go. Let me just wash my hands. I can't remember. Okay. Let me just wash my hands so I can mix this up. So what's in our beef tapa? Sugar, cocoa sugar, garlic, Spanish paprika, right? And then of course a squeeze of pineapple so it's nice and soft. Again, you're better off with part with laman. I highly suggest with laman. So that's what it looks like, and if you can see that, there's no need for food coloring at all, right? Really wonderful. And then I'll do my next, which is a pork naman. Do you guys still see me? Sorry about that, but I'm getting a call from my brother. Can somebody message him and tell him to call me later? Pasaway, baby brothers! But it's Father's Day, I'll give him a break. Okay. And then, so for my pork, again, 1/4 kilo. So I just did a beef tapa, right? You can also do a pork tapa, it's up to you. And then I'm doing a pork tocino, okay? Again, a teaspoon of Spanish paprika for the tocino. There is no garlic in tocino. That's pretty much it. There's no garlic in tocino, and the sugar is of course much less. It's a no-brainer, right? Really, it's almost the same thing. Salt, just a bit of sugar, no garlic. And of course my salt. Okay, so we mix that all up and let's start to fry that as well. Sorry about that. Were those calls interrupting? Did you lose me or are we okay? Okay. A little more paprika on. I'll add a little more paprika again because I'm not using food coloring. I'm not using preservatives. So as you can see, it's a little pale. So I'm going to add some more paprika to this, Spanish paprika to this. And then let's fry. Huh? Leave it there. Let's leave it there. So again, a non-stick pan. Non-stick pan, same, right? I will use my La Española pomace in there. And then I'll start to cook my tapa and tocino. Let's make our tocino. I'll just add some more paprika. Yeah, I need some more. Here we go. Spanish paprika. So they have them in these singles, which helps if it's a negocio and you want your spices to stay fresh and you don't really need that much. I mean, I need the big buckets. If I can get buckets, I'll get buckets. Okay. So here we go. Little bit of salt, sugar, very mild sugar, no. That's your tapa. No garlic for this, okay? And then we put them in. Now, I kind of like to add a bit of vinegar to this. Again, as a tenderizer for your pork, I highly suggest you put either a pineapple or a papaya, okay? Papaya squeeze, just a tablespoon before cooking. Okay, so I want you to see what that's looking like. Beautiful, right? No preservatives. Fresh meat from the market, no preservatives. It is smelling awesome. So I could add, in fact, I would probably add just a wee bit of vinegar for that sour, just to maximize flavor. So salt, bit of sugar, paprika, of course, and your pork kasim cut, right? Let me just tidy up here. Wonderful. Smelling divine. Yeah, I would so add a little bit of vinegar. That acid would be brilliant. So I hope you don't mind. I'm going to mix the two so you see the tocino and the tapa, the beef and the pork, before I start to fry now my adlai, alright? And I'm going to put that right on top of my beautiful turmeric fried adlai. Lovely for this. So again, you can use it as a pica tapa like this. You can also use it as a pasta topping, right? You can use it for baon. You can have it for breakfast. Come on, with fried eggs, right? Why not? Same thing with the tapa. Why not? Alrighty. Oh, the wonders of La Española. So now I will do the beef, okay? It's quite a big chunk. Okay. Then we'll start to prep already our adlai, huh? Look at me, I can never leave my, has to look nice. So tapa, tocino, Pamplona chorizo, English bangers on a bed of lovely Hinaluban fried turmeric adlai. Coming up. Here we go. Something I also want to show you that I love to do with tomatoes, if I still have some time. So here we have just whole tomatoes. As you can see, beautiful tomatoes. And I love to just char this lightly on the pan, right? And then serve it on the side. It's lovely too. I love the color. I love the smell. You know, the sweet and everything. Okay. Let's start to do our fried adlai, okay? So in a pan, of course, we'll do our garlic. We will do our turmeric. Time out. Where is my turmeric? I'll set him aside because I'll plate there, huh? Okay. So I'm doing about half a cup of cooked adlai, raisins, parsley, nuts, and last but not least, my turmeric, okay? Of course, salt. Teaspoon salt and about a teaspoon and a half of turmeric to this. Awesome. So can you see that's what that's looking like, okay? Hold on. So why am I giving our fathers adlai? Because hinaluban adlai is good for you, right? It's wonderful, it's energy, it's muscle, it's an anti-inflammatory, right? Smells fantastic. Okay, so let me put this in here. Wonderful. Okay. And then I just want to sear my tomatoes. So what am I going to do with this? Here we go. Lovely. And then let me time out. I'll be right back. I just want to cut. Here. So I'm just gonna roll my meat and cut that up. Smells so good. Nice and soft, tender. Huh? Wonderful. Pork and meat. Tapa, tocino, homemade, no preservative, chorizo, wonderful, absolutely divine. And I'm back. Just a wee bit of, so here we go, huh? Tapa, tocino. Can you see the plate? There. Let's move all this. Hi. So don't panic, I'm on purpose charring my tomatoes, okay? So that the skin's nice and charred slightly. And then, where's my vinegar? Okay. So to get the bottom, you know how the bottom's quite crusty. To get the bottom out, I'm gonna just put a little vinegar in there so that the bottom starts to. I love to serve this with sausages. So basically it's just a nice whole firm tomato which you put into a really hot pan and you let your skin sort of char slightly. It's brilliant. A drizzle of some salt. And we are good to go. So let's see, how is all that looking? Pamplona chorizo. This is what I'm talking about. You dip your bread. Wonderful, wonderful. All right, we're done. And so this is kind of what we have. A nicely charred kamatis. Which we can now put over our dish. And voila. Let's see what time it is. Oh my gosh. It's only 4:20. So I went 5 minutes off schedule. So for those of you who missed it, here we have our wonderful Pamplona chorizo. Really, really easy. Of course, I will also send you the recipe for the English banger, right? Similar situation, but of course it's herbs, more pepper for the peppery vibe. This one is a very intense paprika flavor, which is why we have that nice red coloring from the McCormick smoked in Spanish paprika, right? And then of course we have a turmeric, wonderful turmeric fried adlai with raisins and parsley and nuts, and of course the turmeric. And we have topped that off with our beef and pork tapa and tocino, which I will also be sharing the recipe for. And to everyone out there, a happy Father's Day, everybody. Group hug, families hug, celebrate love with each other. And well, you know, I mean, hey, I guess you can have this for dinner, huh? Or breakfast tomorrow, okay? Hugs and love, and have a great Sunday, everyone. Blessed Father's Day. Bye.